When you're doing an interview and the person you're talking with breaks into a grin before you even get the question out, you know you're onto something. Michael McSwain, known to most as Fatback, couldn't wait to tell this particular story.
You won again at Richmond in September.
Mm-hmm.
And this new kid, Kevin Harvick, got into Ricky for the lead.
And it's a great story right here, man.
And then Ricky got into him.
Then, as Michael was actually spinning the tail, he grinned again.
It's a great story, man. This is not... You might get an award for this one.
Come to think of it, I haven't won an award for sharing Michael's story. Yet. Michael McSwain won his first race as a Winston Cup crew chief in June 2001 at Pocono, with driver Ricky Rudd and Robert Yates Racing's legendary number 28 team. It was validation for both Michael and the team, both of which had experienced profound upheavals over the years.
I ain't supposed to be there. Half that team ain't supposed to be there. Todd and them kicked them out of the 88, out of the Robert's shop, and we were just a bunch of has-been, never won't-be's, and we were winning, and we were running good, and we were running good in the points.
A couple of months later, in September, a battle for the ages was shaping up at Richmond. It was the young lion Kevin Harvick against Rudd, the grizzled veteran, on a short track, just a few miles from where Rudd grew up in Chesapeake. And then...
And he turns Ricky Rudd sideways up, and how did Rudd save that car?
That is a save right there.
My NASCAR official's name was John Muzzarelli.
Okay.
Little short guy.
Yeah.
Right? Great dude. Even temperament. You couldn't really make him mad. He was just perfect guy. And I got off the top of the pit box, and I walked down the steps. And I walked out on pit road, and I gave him the finger, and I said, "Come here." And he said, "Yeah." And I said, you call the tower, and you tell them that they better be in victory lane, because I'm going to whip Harvick's fucking ass in victory lane when this race is over with. And he said, "I can't tell him that." I said, "You need to tell him to meet me down there, because I'm going to beat his ass." You hear me? Right down there. And I climbed back up on the wagon and went back up and sat down and started watching the race.
Wait, there's more.
Wallace slipped. He got the bumper. Here comes Rudd.
Oh, man.
The bump and run. Rudd goes back to the lead with 5 to go.
And about that time, going down into 3 and 4, Ricky washed Harvick all the way back up the racetrack. And I climbed back down the wagon, back down the step, went back out on pit road, and said, "John, come here." And he said, "What?" He was shaking at that point, because like I say, he was real even-tempered. He said, "What? What?" I said, "Disregard my first message." And then we went back up, and then we won the race.
You know, I might not ought to say this,
Yeah.
because a journalist is always supposed to be objective. But I kind of sort of hate that Ricky won the race.
Rudd and Harvick would have another run in at Richmond a couple of years later. Thank goodness Michael had moved on to Joe Gibbs Racing by that point, because if Harvick had stomped on his car like that, oh yeah, Michael McSwain would have gone full on Fatback.